I've got some thoughts about things, but I'm going to add some thoughts that are not my own. And we're going back to Don Juan and the magical passes and Castaneda. So we know how we feel originally in our heart. I think it's kind of important, especially these days, with all the nonsense that's going on. And this is where it comes to, and it doesn't mean you shouldn't speak about your heart and how you feel about what's going on in the world. Exactly the opposite. But then there are moments and there are things, and this is where Don Juan speaks about this. And this is part of tensegrity, by the way, which is in the magical passes. So originally, as Don Juan described it, the magical passes were performed by the shamans and the ancient Mexico, individually and in solitariness, on the spur of the moment, or as the necessity arose. He taught them, he taught them to his disciples in the same fashion. So it's an organic thing, tensegrity and the magical passes. It's like it's like music. It's like you want to pick up your guitar or you want to sing something, or do you know what I mean? You hear the birds in the garden or a tree falling, whatever. Car passing by. There's rhythm in everything, you know? And so Don Juan stated that for shaman practitioners, because we all are shaman practitioners, if we only listen to our hearts. Now I've lost my spot. Shaman practitioners, the challenge of performing the magical passes has always been to execute them perfectly. So, and this is what he said before, is that to to execute them perfectly, you first have to practice them, and to practice them, you have to have privacy to practice them. So whether you do it in your room or in your garden or down by the beach or up on a mountain or whatever it is, that's the point is you take your personal, your energetic space, and that's what the magical passes are all about. They're about moving energy toroidally, and that's recognizing your spirit or our spirit, because we're all part of spirit. Sorry, but it was a beautiful day here in Scotland on the east coast on the mouth of the Forth, and I think everyone should get a bit of sunshine, right? Beautiful. I'm feeling more energetic these days, so all is well. The challenge of performing the magical passes has always been to execute them perfectly, holding in mind, which is not in your head, mind is everything, only the abstract view of their perfect execution. Ideally, tensegrity should be taught and practiced in the same fashion. However, the conditions of modern life and the fact that the goal of the magical passes has been formulated to apply to a great number of people, making it imperative that a new approach be taken. Tensegrity, so it's not just about the body, but on a physical sense, tensegrity is literally contraction expansion, right? So it's that flow of energy. So you can't give without receiving. You can't receive without giving. You know, it's like the heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. That's what tensegrity is. But it is on all levels, all layers through the onion, as it were. However, the conditions of modern life and the fact that the goal of the magical passes has been formulated to apply to a great number of people make it make to sorry of people make it imperative that a new approach be taken. So because we're dealing with like uh technology that has actually not been around for quite a while. I don't think it's actually new technology. I think it's been rehashed, as it were, to approach a great number of people to make it imperative that a new approach be taken. Tensegrity should be practiced in whatever form is easiest, either in groups or alone or both. But then again, it's that movement of energy. And I'm not a film reviewer, but Donnie Darko kind of did it. The director's cut is the best one. Don't watch the other one. Don't watch the cinema version. You won't. It doesn't make any sense. You want the director's cut because it teaches you about our power of our spirit as it comes forth from us and connects with everyone and everything. We are nature. In my particular case, practice of tensegrity. This is Carlos Castaneda speaking, by the way. The practice of tensegrity in very large groups has been more than ideal because it's like anything. It's like meditation. If all of you are thinking about one thing that you want to make good, don't make it bad. Don't ever meditate on negative shit because that's bollocks. So get together, think about all the good shit that you want to heal. There you are. That's what tensegrity is. Very large groups has been more than ideal because it has given me the unique opportunity of witnessing something which Don Juan Matios and all the sorcerers of his lineage never did because they did it on their own. This is what Castaneda has realised. That's why I wrote this book. I've had this for years. Look at the cover. It's all flappy and it's still good though. Strong book. See that? Look at that. There we go. So I've lost my spot here. So Don Juan and the lineage prior to us, um, obviously, they didn't have that because they were doing it in private, sometimes in groups, but in private mostly, and sometimes, just with nature, and which is good. Don't ever not do it on your own in nature. Do it any way you possibly can because it's a gentle connection to source, great spirit, whatever you want to call it. It's still God, The modern term is God. And even your dog. Your dog knows more than God sometimes. So, Don Juan and all of the shamans of his lineage, which he considered to be 27 generations long, never were capable of witnessing the effects of human mass. They practiced the magical passes alone or in groups of up to 5 practitioners. So for them, the magical passes were highly individualistic. If the number of tensegrity practitioners is in the hundreds, an energetic current is nearly instantaneously formed among them. So it's like a wave. This energetic current, which a shaman could easily see, creates that practitioners creates in the practitioner a sense of urgency. Now we all know that we're in a sense of urgency. Come on. If you're not, then you're asleep. And I mean like you're not getting what's going on. It is like a vibration, like a vibratory wind that sweeps through them and gives them the primary elements of purpose. I have been privileged to see something I consider to be a portentous sight, the awakening of purpose, the energetic basis of man. Don Juan Matthias used to call this unbending intent. Unbending intent. He taught me that unbending intent is the essential tool of those who journeyed into the unknown. So, be an adventurer. Don't be afraid. A very important issue to consider when practicing tensegrity is that the movements must be executed with the idea that the benefit of the magical passes comes by itself. Let it flow naturally. This idea must be stressed at any cost. At the beginning, it is very difficult to discern the fact that tensegrity is not a standard system of movements for developing the body. It indeed develops ploying unused energy. The magical passes can conduce the practitioner to a level of awareness in which the parameters of normal, traditional perception are cancelled out by the fact that they are expanded. We are beyond our minds. When you realize the power that you are, the practitioner can thus be allowed even to enter into unimaginable worlds. You ever been there? But why would I want to enter into those worlds? Castaneda asked Don Juan. He described this post effective of the magical passes. Don Juan says, because you are a creature of awareness, a perceiver, a receiver, like the rest of us, all sentient beings. That's trees, plants, mycelium, insects, birds, bees, fish in the seas, whales, sharks, doesn't matter. Manitous, I like manitous. I've lost my spot again because I keep thinking about how beautiful nature is. But why would I want to enter these worlds? Castaneda asked Don Juan when he described this post effect of the magical passes. So Don Juan says, because you are a creature of awareness, a perceiver like the rest of us, he said. Human beings are on a journey of awareness, which has been momentarily interrupted by extraneous forces. Not Nilk, Borg, a lot of names spring to mind. Human beings are on a journey of awareness, yes. So he says, believe me, we are magical creatures of awareness. If we do not have this conviction, we have nothing. He further explained that human beings, from the moment their journey of awareness was interrupted, has been caught in an eddy. So it's like spinning around, so to speak, and are spinning around. The impression of moving with a current and yet remaining stationary. Take my word, Don Juan went on, because mine are not arbitrary statements. My word is the result of corroboration for myself, what the shamans of ancient Mako found. That we human beings are magical beings. It has it has taken him 30 years of hard discipline to come to a cognitive plateau in which Don Juan's statements are recognizable and their validity is established beyond the shadow of a doubt. I know now that human beings are creatures of awareness, consciousness, involved in an evolutionary journey of awareness, beings indeed unknown to themselves. Well, that's not entirely true. I don't agree with everything that's said. Filled to the brim with incredible resources that are never used. So why aren't we using these resources? Huh? Right, I'm done. Nice to see you. Bless you all. Have a lovely sunny day. Toodaloo. No, I'm not.